Fuck the stars, right? What the fuck does that mean? Mic check. Um, new background. Um, Fuck the stars, right? That's kind of gonna be the central main theme, I guess, of today's Yap session. And kind of what that really means, I think, is just fuck Destiny, dude. Not the game. No problems with the people who play that game. It's just fate. Fuck fate. That's kind of what I'm trying to talk about. I'm a little tired right now. I don't know if you can tell. It's 11 o'clock. I need to be heading to bed very soon after I finish yapping at the camera. But, you know, I kind of just want to do a quick little yap session. I don't know how long this really will take me and, just go through my whole ordeal. For those of you who don't know what this is, welcome to the first episode of official episode of Off the Script, the show where I will have a general outline of kind of what I want to talk about, but at some point I will eventually go off the script. This is heavily inspired by the Zerky Show, so if you are interested in that kind of funny, fun, kind of fireside talking right at the camera, kind of self-reflection type of chat, please do check him out. His link will be in the description below. Peep the Wawa shirt. I got home at like I think 3:40 and I have not changed. My hair is a mess. I am absolutely exhausted. I cannot wait to get to bed. But yeah, session beginning. Um, where does it come from, right? Fuck the stars. I think the one game that I played in the last year that really stuck out to me was Dispatch. For those of you who don't know what that game is, fucking phenomenal game. Highly recommend you check it out. Honestly, fucking blew me right out of the water. I like fucking wish list that game and such an exciting game. Um, but the one scene that kind of really stood out to me was when Robert was talking to Invisigal, one of the two main characters, and she was talking to Robert, the dispatcher guy who dispatches superheroes. She was talking to him, telling him about how her power set, which is in her name, invisibility, isn't fit to be superhero powers. She doesn't fly above the crowd. She doesn't have like this super strength like a Superman type character. She has invisibility, which lets her go stealth, sulk in the shadows, and fucking allows her to steal shit. I mean, if she wanted to, that's her choice, right? But point being is that she said it was written in the stars. That's her fucking fate. And Robert, the fucking goat, fucking goat shit, he says to her, well, doesn't exactly because if anyone's played a Telltale game, they don't fucking tell you the actual whole answer that they'll like actually say the character will actually say. But the part that really stuck out to me was the option that you had to pick, or you could pick, was fuck the stars, right? Fuck fate, fuck destiny, telling her that essentially at the end of the day, that's all bullshit. You know, that idea that the universe, gave her these powers, and because they gave her these powers that just like can be used for criminal shit, right? I'm not gonna like don't get me wrong. I'm just saying I would do some criminal shit with that. Pause. Stealing, but you know, despite the fact that like you have these powers, right? You don't need to fucking use them for criminal shit. Destiny's bullshit. And depending on your choices, however you run through the game, she can be one of the best heroes by the end of it. Um, where does that leave us, right? I think kind of moving on from that, I think a lot of the time we do that in our daily lives. We end up kind of attributing a lot of our shortcomings to destiny, to fate. Oh shit, I wasn't meant to have this job opportunity. I wasn't meant to be in this relationship. This person in my life wasn't meant for me. I guess we just weren't right for each other. And I think in a way it's similar that we use this kind of mindset and this type of talk to kind of sell ourselves short. You know, we tell ourselves that, let me check my notes. Oof. Saying that something wasn't meant to be. Oh, the TV just turned off. Saying that something wasn't meant to be, it's such a cop out answer. And I think that's the one thing that bothers me the most is the fact that I do that a lot and I hate when I do that, but it's such a cop out answer where it kind of removes any sense of accountability, I think, from the equation. Where, sure, did that job opportunity fall through? Did that relationship fall through? Yes, it did. That doesn't remove the fact that that happened, but I think the thing is that I think the thing is that once that's removed, right? The important thing is what do you do after? What do you do to pick yourself up afterwards and to keep going? Because when you just attribute things to fate, the fact that the universe didn't want you to have any of this, as ridiculous as that sounds, you kind of don't really think about it and you just kind of just move about your life just thinking to yourself, man, I wasn't meant to do that. Instead of just, man, that sucks that this happened, but how can I proceed to go on to live with this, I guess, if that makes any sense. Um, and despite the fact that I hate when people do that, I mean, I'm not perfect myself. I fucking do that all the time, too. I never said I was perfect. Um, shit, I can barely read my own handwriting. My God. And I think the hard truth is that life moves on anyways. I think. Not I think about that, but life moves on. Whether we like it or not, it's all about choices that we make in life. And sure, we can just wallow and kind of sit with the grief of just the fact that this happened in our life. We could always sit with the fact that the one that got our way, the job that got our way that we thought would make us happy. But we have to make a choice on what to do next after that. Because even no choice is still a choice in a way, if you really think about it, right? It's like if you ever played like another Telltale game, like Walking Dead, or if you even seen playthroughs of it, but just any fucking like Telltale game, right? Like I used to think how ridiculous it was the fact that like you had two, three options, maybe four options, right? Where it was like option A, B, C, all relatively the same, but then you had an option to stay silent. I always thought to myself, why the fuck would that even be an option in a game about choices, right? But I think the thing that I'm realizing now is that even when you don't make a choice, you are still making a choice. That whether you like it or not, right? It may not be noticeable in the moment, but it's still a choice that's going to carry on and kind of accumulate, kind of like snowball, at least. So, in any case, right? If life moves on and no choice is still a choice, right? Then I think what you should do is just make the choice anyways. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to end up somewhere, if you're going to end up at your destination, at least why not be the one that chose the destination to get there? That's pretty much all I wanted to say. Fuck the stars, fuck destiny, not the game. No, nothing against the people who play the game, but that's all. If you like the video, I know it was incredibly short compared to the last one. Do leave a like, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. I am probably going to be heading to bed in a little bit because I am so fucking tired. Holy shit, these bags are crazy. Um, I don't know what I'll be posting next. I don't know if I'll be doing another off the script session anytime soon, but that's all. I appreciate the people who've watched, and I don't know if you noticed, but we gained 3 more subscribers. Massive. The last 2 shorts, massive. Holy shit. I didn't even know my fucking shorts go that high. Thank you all for the people who watched. Thank you for the new subscribers, the new 3 subscribers. Massive. And yeah, like I said, I don't know if I'll be doing another off the script anytime soon. Maybe I'll do a different type of video in the future. But yeah, I just want to do a really quick yap session to get that out of the way. I hope you all have a lovely rest of the night. I know I'm going straight to bed. Brush my teeth, of course, going straight to bed. And yeah.